Welcome back to Perry Arts. Today I want to show a surface design technique called sgraffito. Now I'm keeping this under plastic, and I want to make sure I mention that, and I apologize that my filming skills aren't right up there just yet, but I do just want to quickly do this tutorial as I'm doing the sgraffito on this piece. Now this is, I have a finished piece here already, so we're doing another one like this where we've used this technique to get that result. So let me show you how I got that. So at the leather hard stage, and I did just leave myself a little note here reminding myself that this is a low fire clay body. So I'm going to fire this to cone 06, and I've just covered this. This is a hand-built slab dish. And I've covered it in a black underglaze, and I've kept it under plastic to keep it at the leather hard stage. Now my favorite sgraffito tool, and you can buy special sgraffito tools. Green Barn is a great supply place to pick up those kinds of tools, or you can make your own. My favorite is this porcupine quill given to me by a woman who came back from South Africa and happened to have one, because it makes the perfect line, but you can experiment with that. Now, before we get started, I do like to make some guide lines, and it does help a lot if we're working on a turntable, but I didn't bring a turntable home from the studio. I am working on my home studio again today. So I'm gonna do it pretty rough. Just gonna get a sense of it first. Make sure it's more or less in the center, and then I can do my guidelines. Now this clay body will fire white, so as we scratch away that the underglaze that we've applied to it, it'll reveal the white line underneath. Well, the line isn't underneath. We create the line by revealing the white clay under the black underglaze. I know you followed my logic there, even though I misspoke. All right, so there we go. Those are a couple of guidelines. That'll help me just now. This is a technique I like to call Zen doodling, just because, well, I don't call it Zen doodling. I was looking at a few tutorials online where, you know, doing some Zen doodling and kind of getting into that. Well, and realized that it's a thing that I didn't realize before. Now this hole I created in the center here, I'm gonna want to fix. Let's just see if I went all the way through with that or not. No, I tried not to. I think it's gonna be okay. And then we just go in and we start the doodle. So in my case, now this can be with intent or not. And this is when you just sort of let your mind go and let your pen go. Of course, we're not working with a pen. I just call these the halo. Whoops. I think I've already messed it up, but that's okay. When we mess up, we just go with that. Now, I do like to clean off the tip on every swipe, and you'll notice that it's leaving clay behind. For the most part, I leave that in place and brush it off at the bone dry stage. Because if you try to brush it out now, it almost always gets lodged into the line and creates more problems. But at the bone dry stage, it brushes off very easily and cleanly. You get a nice clean line. It's very satisfying. Now we're just making sure that we go deep enough to create a good line. And that's all we're concerned about. We're not concerned about cleaning out those lines at this point. So the point of Zen doodling is to sort of get into this meditative kind of state as you're creating this beautiful work of art. I've seen this employed by Tibetan monks in sand, where they spend hours in this meditative state making these beautiful elaborate art forms and then brush it all away. This art form is really much more about the process than the end result. But, you know, our Western mindset, we're kind of consumed with this end result kind of thing. So I hold on to mine, and I like to make these beautiful art pieces, and I do think that it is very effective. My point is, it does make for a very boring video. So that's the end of our tutorial for the most part. I just wanted to show this technique, how I go about sgraffito. All right, well, thanks for watching and happy claying.